We just got back from the bait where I shot Frank the Tank a few years back, and it was absolutely smashed. We had about 100 kilograms of food put out there. In a week, it's all gone. So I got my tablet here. I'm gonna plug it in. There's over 7,000 pictures and start flipping through them. Hopefully there's something new to hunt.
Typically, this bait is a bit of a slow starter, and that was the case again this year. The first bears to show on the stealth cam were a variety of sows and immature bear. Still, we were overflowing with anticipation for our first sit of the year. With the excitement that has been building for the past months and the possibility of seeing any bear, we geared up and headed in for our first sit of the season. It didn't take long. Just as we had finally got settled in, we spotted movement to our right. Although we instantly knew that this young sow was not a shooter, she was quickly met up by others, none of which met the criteria of being a shooter either, but they still put on a great show. As the days pass and we approach the rut, we know more tempting bear will come in. But for now, the enjoyment of watching these bear interact with each other is enough to chalk up our first sit as a success.
We're a little bit later getting in today. It's about 6:30. By the time we're in there, it'll be 7. But we just checked the camera and it looks like there's a nice cinnamon colored sow hitting it. I didn't look too far back, so who knows what else is in there. But if anything, we just want to sit and try and get that sow on film because she's a nice color. So we got about a mile walk in and you'll see more from us in there. So me and Matt are in the stand now. It's about 7:30. The bears were in here earlier today. Like I said earlier, we just filled it about an hour and a half ago, so we made a little bit of noise, but I expect to see something tonight. Hopefully it's that cinnamon one we can get some video of, or if not, a monster that we're not aware of yet. But pretty quiet so far. Dead calm today, there's no wind. We got the thermocell below us, keeping the mosquitoes away. The ozonics above us, keeping the smell away. And now it's just a waiting game, so stay tuned. Grandma passed away in 2009, and her and my grandpa played a huge role in getting me into hunting. Probably the biggest role of any two people. And we went through their freezer today because they had a bunch of meat go bad because the freezer came unplugged. And I found one of the pies she had made in 2008, so a year before she passed. And I put it on the barrel, and you can see that sow is enjoying it right now. So hopefully with that in mind, bring us some luck and a big boar will come following these two in. I got to sit with the bow in my hand this evening. We baited the bait a little later than usual today. Once we filled it, we got back out here. Within a half hour, we had 2 bears coming in. Same bears we had seen previous week. One bear that we initially thought was a sow has a white chevron on her chest, we thought at the time.
appears might be a boar. We saw him dogging a sow, so now we're led to believe that might be a boar. But either way, not a shooter, but fun to watch. And we'll be back in the stand tomorrow night and hopefully see that cinnamon bear we were talking about earlier. So stay tuned. Matt and I sat this morning. We were in the stand at about 5 a.m., sat till about 8. We saw the same two we saw the night before. It's about 5 o'clock now. We're just going in to sit the evening again. There's some really big bears been showing up on camera. So we're hoping one that we've named Crank or another one named Cinzeo, who's actually a cinnamon phase, show themselves and we can get an arrow in them.
Come in. 2 of the cubs were chocolate like yourself, and the third one was a blonde. They fed for about 25 minutes, and then they just made off down to the south. So, been a good night so far. We're hoping that a big male will show up now. So we got about 45 minutes left of hunting time. We'll see what happens.
May 14th, we just got back to the truck. It was a good sit tonight, and about 9 o'clock, we had a nice chocolate phase sow come in with 3 cubs, and 1 cub was a blonde, so that was pretty neat. They stayed for about 25 minutes-ish, and then worked off back to the south. Some real big bears on camera. We haven't been lucky enough to lay eyes on them yet, but next weekend's the May Long weekend. We'll be in the same setup. Hopefully the rut kicks in hard then, and those big guys are coming to check the bait. We got back to camp last night. We checked the stealth cam card, and looks like yesterday morning, Cinzeo, the big cinnamon one, was in, and then the bear, when we got into the stand that was at the barrel, turned out to be one of the shooters. So that was kind of tough to see, because if we were an hour earlier, he'd probably be dead right now. But we got about a half-mile walk from here, and hopefully that big cinnamon shows up.
This is moose jerky from Matt's bully shot last year that you would have seen on season 2 of The Fever. Pretty good stuff, made at K&K Food Liner in Edmonton. We've been taking our stuff there for 30 years, our family.
Oh, we just got back to the truck from sitting tonight, May 21st. Will go down as one of the worst days in bear hunting history for me and Matt. We saw the last 2 days 1 bear twice, probably weighed about 70 pounds. The big ones are on the camera, they're just not coming in. I don't know why, I don't know if it's something we're doing or not. Not doing anything differently than we've done in the past, just not having any luck. So, but we'll go back to the camp, recharge, and you'll see us back in there tomorrow. So it's Friday, May 27th. It's about 4:30 right now. I just got to where we've been parking to walk in. We got about 3/4 of a mile to go to get to the bait. This is the first time this year that someone will be sitting here alone. So tonight I will be self-filming. Hopefully I'm able to coordinate everything while I'm in there if it does go down, and get some good footage for you. But I'm gonna start walking in there because it's that time of year where any time of day something could come in. So stay tuned, you're watching The Fever. So I just got into the bait site. There was 2 smaller bears on the bait. For sure they're not one of the big ones, so that was good. I got all settled into the stand now. Those 2 smaller ones just worked their way to the north of me. But now it's kind of cleared up. Sun's out, birds are chirping. It's about 5 o'clock right now. But anyway, hopefully I got some more action for you. Stay tuned.
I just had a pretty good bear come in. We've had pictures of a pretty good boar that has a real black face. And when I first seen this one, it had a real black face and it was pretty good size. So I'm thinking it was him. I'm not totally sure. He didn't look as big in person as he did on trail cams, but I would have shot him, but he's got a pretty big rub on his rear end. So I had to let that one go, as tough as it was, being the second last day of the year for spring bear for me to hunt. But yeah, he came right in, fed for a little while, and now he's about 30 to 40 yards behind the barrel. I can see him just through the trees a little bit, and he's breaking trees. And there's 2 young ones now at the barrel. So hopefully those bring in the big cinnamon, or the big black one we call crank. But yeah, it's about 6:45 right now. Got lots of time left. There's some weather rolling in, and that usually gets things moving. So stay tuned. Hammered the cinnamon one. Yes, I just heard a faint moan. Very, very faint. Yes, I was just filming 2 little ones on the barrel, all of a sudden they ran off. I looked to my right, coming through the trees is the big cinnamon one. Oh my god, I just have to calm down here. He came in from the north, which is not what they normally do, so it caught me way off guard. And then he went to the barrel, laid down. I was able to get my bow, get the GoPros all going, and made a great shot on him. It looked like I hit him right where I want to hit him. He was quartering away slightly, and I aimed for that off shoulder, and the PX2 looked to do perfectly. I'm 99.9% sure he's done. God, it's been a hard year. We've been in here so many times, had no luck, and just like that, it turns on a dime. This is the first animal I've ever solo filmed for, so I'm pretty excited. Yes, I can't wait to tell the boys. Yes.
So I just got down from the tree. I shot the cinnamon one about 15 minutes ago. Just gonna walk in there and take a look, try and find him. Pretty sure I saw him go down, so we should have a big dead bear in front of us right away. Stay tuned. Here he is. I'm gonna get a closer look at him here. It's Friday, May 27th today. I was able to sneak out of work a little bit early and sit in the stand by myself. I was solo hunting tonight, so filming and shooting. And I had this guy walk in, which I originally thought was a big cinnamon bear we call Cinzeo. But turns out that he's not. He's a little bit younger than Cinzeo, but still nonetheless a great bear. I had my work cut out for me. I shot him about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. I had to cut some trees down to get the quad in there, but being by myself and winch him out and then drag him back up the hill. So I just got him out here now. Mosquitoes are horrible. I'm going to rip back to my truck, get some more supplies, and then I got to skin him and get him out of here. But thanks for watching The Fever, and stay tuned for highlights of next week's episode.
For the latest updates and prize giveaways, follow The Fever on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Fever is brought to you by APA Archery, Vortex Optics, Deluxe Wall Tents, Affordable Hydrovac, K&K Food Liner, and these other fine partners. Next week on The Fever, we're taking the APAs up north, where we're going to be targeting Alberta bull elk.